Wow, wow. What a fight card. Okay, so welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 170, Rousey versus McMann for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. And before I get started, the main card featured a bout with my good buddy Damian Maia and also Rory McDonald. And you know, I was like, who do I root for? I was neutral, made like Sweden and stayed neutral. And then also just found out not too long ago that my good buddy Anthony Pettis is coaching a season of Ultimate Fighter opposite Gilbert Melendez. That's going to be exciting. And yeah, so anyhow, let's get started on the post-fight show for the main card of UFC 170. Yeah, the main event was off the hook amazing. It was Ronda Rousey defending her women's Bantamweight Championship in the UFC against Sara McMann. And it was just an explosive, exciting fight from the word go. It was a quick fight the way I like them. And yeah, it was only a minute and 6 seconds, I believe it was. Yeah, a minute and six seconds. Yeah. Sara McMann, she is a silver medalist in the Olympics in wrestling 2004. Ronda Rousey is a bronze medalist in the Olympics 2008 in judo. And they were both undefeated coming into this fight. This was the fight I've been wanting to see. I think it was a good matchup. And sometimes matches just end quickly. What can you do? But that's the way I like them. Some people like drawn out decisions. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, so Ronda Rousey and Sara McMann got into a clinch war and were going at it. And Sara McMann landed some good strikes at the beginning. And then towards the end, it was against the cage. Ronda Rousey got Sara McMann against the cage, landed a knee in the liver of Sara McMann, dropping Sara McMann, and then she just went from there, teed off, and won by TKO. That was, TKO, officially knee to the body, round one. And yeah, it was a great fight, an explosive, exciting fight. I am glad that the Ronda Rousey haters had a bad day. How dare anyone hate Ronda Rousey? She's amazing. She's my girl. I'm proud of her. Yeah, third title defense in the UFC for Ronda Rousey. Proud of you, Ronda. Okay. Yeah, so that match was only a minute and 6 seconds. Then the co-main event was a light heavyweight bout with Daniel Cormier versus Patrick Cummins. This was the only fight on the main card I was wrong about had I done a pre-fight show on this pay-per-view. But yeah, I actually picked Pat Cummins to win this fight, thinking that his height and his reach and his wrestling and his confidence and his undefeated record would all play a factor, because he's never seen round two, and he has good cardio and great wrestling, and it seemed like he had the tools to beat Daniel Cormier. But yeah, he landed a couple good shots the first part of the first round, and then yeah, it was a minute and 19 seconds into the match. A minute and 19 seconds officially. TKO punches, round one. 1 minute 19 seconds, round one. TKO punches. Daniel Cormier won. And yeah, that match was the only match I was not happy about, because I am a Patrick Cummins fan and definitely not a DC fan. You've heard of the band AC/DC, right? Well, I'm ABDC. That's what I consider myself, and that means anybody but DC. So I hope the next guy, which I'm sure will probably be Rashad Evans, coming off his injury, getting back in action, will fight DC. And yeah, you know, Daniel Cormier, though he's a great fighter, can't take that away from him. And he won fair and square. And it was a quick match. Then going on to the main card, the rest of the main card in the welterweight division, we had Rory McDonald versus Damian Maia. And yeah, this was a hard-fought, unanimous decision win for Rory McDonald. Damian Maia was able to get a couple takedowns. He went for roughly almost 24 takedowns throughout the span of the 15-minute match, and only landed 2. One in the first round, and one, I believe, it was in the third round. And it was a great fight. Rory McDonald, though, did a good job keeping it standing, landed some good clean shots, and rocked Damian Maia. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, what do you do when Damian's your buddy, and then Rory McDonald's your buddy, and you don't want to see him get too badly hurt, but hey, someone has to win, someone has to lose, and yeah, I picked Rory McDonald to win this fight, but in terms of, personality-wise, I like them both. They're both great guys. I just picked Rory McDonald because he had more tools to win. He's young, he's hungry, and I say give him the winner of Johnny Hendricks and Robbie Lawler next. He's definitely earned it. He's won enough matches in the UFC. And yeah, it was just pretty much Rory doing a good job stuffing the takedowns, landing more strikes throughout all the rounds. And then he won a unanimous decision. But Damian Maia, I think, his next match, he should be able to do well there and get back on track. And he should still be in the top 10 for welterweights. So then, moving down the card, another welterweight match on the main card was Mike Pyle versus TJ Wahlberger. And yeah, Mike Pyle won by TKO, elbows, and punches in round 3. And this was a good fight, good explosive fight. I was just happy to see Mike Pyle win. He's 38 years old. And, I would hate to see him lose and then have to work his way all the way back up the ladder. And who knows if he'll want to do that. I kind of want to see Mike Pyle get a title shot just over the fact that he's paid his dues. I'm a big fan of Mike Pyle. And his striking's good. His jiu-jitsu's great. He knows how to find his range early in matches and really land those combinations good. And, yeah, it's just, I had to step away for a second. My monitor, my TV monitor, my teleprompter, whatever you want to call it, just went out. Anyways, so, yeah, Mike Pyle, he won. Yeah, it was a good stand-up war. He was landing good shots, rocking TJ Wahlberger in the first couple rounds, and then was able to get the finish in the third round. Great fight. Then, to kick off the main card, we had Stephen Thompson versus Robert Whittaker, also a welterweight bout. And this was a quick match. It was 3 minutes and 43 seconds into the first 3 minutes 43 seconds into the first round. Yeah, TKO punches. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson did his thing. I'm a big Stephen Thompson fan. Yeah, Stephen Thompson, he's one of those guys where you will see more of him, and it's kind of, I'm kind of wondering how well is his ground game going to hold up in the tougher upper echelon of that, well, tough welterweight division. Because, yeah, we know he has killer karate moves, but his ground game, it's that we have really yet to see truly tested against the upper echelon of the top 10 guys. But Stephen Thompson, he's good. And yeah, it's I think Stephen Thompson, his ground game will get better, but man, he's great. He's great. Fun to watch, flashy kicks. And yeah, that wraps up the post-fight show for UFC 170. Stay tuned. My next episode will be about Dong Yong Kim versus John Hathaway, UFC Fight Night, live from Macau, China. And that's going to be a great card. It's also featuring the Ultimate Fighter China finale with, I believe, the winner of the welterweight tournament. And then also was going to feature a featherweight bout in the winner of the finale for the featherweight division in that season, but that got scrapped, it looks like. So anyways, stay tuned for that. Until then, see ya.